Welcome to Commander Pop Culture, a place to gather magical information with some laughs, might I add. Hello everyone, playing my Henry Wu Engine Geneticist deck. It gives all your humans exploit, and if you exploit a non-human, you get to draw a card, and you get to make a treasure if the creature had 3 or more power, which is quite fitting because in the movies, they're abusing the dinosaurs. They're making new ones when they probably shouldn't.
Bigger, scarier, cooler, I believe is the word that you used in your memo.
So I think it's very flavorful, and it's just a aristocrat strategy against a Hans Eriksson, a Karador, and a Bruse and Silas. I think the decks on the left and right are probably trying to alpha strike us to death. I have 2 of my colors. I have a thing that puts in a non-human into play, so I could sack it to Woo. If I find a green source, that'd be dope. If I don't find one, I have Knight's Whisper to draw into maybe a green source. So we're gonna roll with it. I've been having a lot of rough games lately. I think it's just, like, you saw how that Christmas special line I played a competitive deck. It was bing, bang, boom, done, no tears, done in one recording. It was quick and easy to edit. These casual tables can be quite rough to record because I tried recording 2 hours last night. It did not go over well. Just people scooping for no reason at all, and just sucking up time. The first 2 games I played, people took, 15 to 20 minutes a clock, and then they just randomly surrender. Just for whatever the wind blows, and then it would turn into 101, and it's like, I don't know if people want to see that, so try again, as they say in Minnesota. I think the 3rd game, I think my kids woke up in the middle of the night. It was like 1 or 2 a.m. It's like, all right, I should just call it. But we'll give it another shot. Hard to, find a decent game when playing casual and playing just fair Magic. And I like building fair decks and playing them because then people can afford my decks if they want to try it out for themselves. Like, my last deck was not something that's affordable for anybody. It was like a $4,000 deck. But I try to build within a budget that's, reasonable on paper, and then it doesn't translate that well into Moto because you could play with a lot more expensive cards for a cheaper price. Like, Weather Wayfarer is probably like, I don't know, it's been a while since I looked at the price, but it was near $10 back in the day. It's probably like a penny or 2 on Moto and like stuff like that. Like, I think I showed a Mana Drain. You can play Mana Drain for like $4 on here. Mana Crypt is like $5. So you just see a lot of really high-powered stuff for the cheap, and the definition of what's casual is a lot different than on what it is in paper. And I basically play with a hand behind my back, and I try to get wins. This game will be hopefully a lot more enjoyable for people to watch and see. Since I have the highest upside of if I find a green source, my turn will smooth out quite nicely. I'll just play the Jadar and hopefully I find a green source. If not, I stumble a little bit. Jadar is great in this deck because I make a zombie on end step and it repeats that cycle, so I always have something to sacrifice the following turn and cantrip off of. I call this deck Umbrella Corp also because the non-human that you abuse the most are zombies because most of them are recurable. So it kind of fits. Like, Henry Wu is a scientist. Umbrella Corp made the T-Virus with a bunch of scientists. Might be a stretch though. If you didn't know, Weathered Wayfarer is really good because you get to tutor any land from your library. He's in an ideal position on the table because he's second in the turn order, meaning Gutter Snipe, the player on the left, will always typically have at least 1 land ahead of him. And there's like no good reason to take a turn off and just not give it to him. I don't think this is a lands matter deck. I think he's just fixing his colors.
You couldn't be more wrong.
Allander's cool. Gets to blow up an artifact or enchantment, and then Karador will bring it back. It's a sacrifice trigger. It'll keep the Bruse, Tarl, and Silas down. He's got I'm sure a lot of shenanigans with artifacts. He probably will think twice before walking into dealing with that. What if he sacks his spare supplies? Finds an artifact that costs 3? Tile Grinder. How many cards he's gonna discard? So he discards 3, draws 4. But this is what I mean. Jessica's Will, Mox Opal. I love Brass's Tunnel Grinder, mostly because it also replaces itself with the +1 clause tacked onto the card. Well, we didn't get the green source. Like, even if I dig for it, doesn't really matter. Might as well just play this and save a damage of life. There's my green source. Next turn, we'll just crash the boards and hit the player on the right that's doing stuff. I'll just replace the token on end step anyways, so it doesn't really matter. If anything, it's wrong of me not to attack here. Oh man, this thing is it's a 3/3 on its backside. So let's say, holy cow, interesting. He plays these big toughness increase equipment so his commander doesn't die to his attack trigger. That's kind of cool. When he attacks, he reveals the top of his library. If it's a creature, he gets that he can cheat into play or put it in his hand. If he does put it into play, the two creatures fight each other. And that's before combat, so you could probably still trade pretty efficiently, even after you cheat something in. Malia seems like a strange card to be playing in Karador.
It'll all make sense soon.
I wonder if the right player gives up on the brass tunnel grinder. Maybe he just plays it for the wheel effect. I imagine that's what he does. Emery's good. Can bring his artifacts back. I really wanted to play my commander, but it's looking like I need to do something to this guy over here. Playing Sword of the Meek, and people don't play Sword of the Meek fairly. There's a couple of infinite combos. Like, we already see Psy Master Thopterus in here, so you can make infinite 1/1s if he has Sword of the Meek and Psy in play. If he has a sack outlet, he can make infinite mana, infinite 1/1s of flying. Yeah, I can't let this go another turn without me doing something. Next turn I can play my commander and have Bitter Triumph up. Let's see what he rips off the top. Crashing Drawbridge. This ain't bad. Gives his commander haste in the future. That'd be kind of crappy if he accidentally kills his own stuff, though, that he cheats into play. I wonder if he could build around that, or if that's happened playing testing this. What sucks though is even if he blows up this tunnel grinder, he gets to bring it back with Emery and just ditch his hand and refill, looking for more cards, and put us back in the scenario of where we're at right now. I don't know if anybody knows the lore or played a lot of Resident Evil games, but Ada Wong, maybe Henry Wu is a relative of some kind, an uncle or something.
Oh, y'all look alike!
Maybe there should be a Resident Evil crossover of some kind. That'd be kind of sick. In the original, like, Jurassic Park 4 script, they were going to actually start splicing dinosaur DNA into humans, and then they scrapped the idea. Seems like a very Umbrella thing to do, though. They already mutated all kinds of things in their games. Why not make dinosaur people? Guess the Withered Wayfarer has served its purpose. Let's get rid of it. I was curious who's just going to let this happen, because he gives us spells cascade when he uses mana from this to cast stuff. It might be better because he sees less cards than if he gets to replay it from his graveyard. Midnight Clock. Ooh. Building this deck was pretty challenging, by the way. You're forced to split your deck construction into parts because you need half of your creatures to be humans, you need the other half to be non-humans, and you need stuff to be recurable. You need tech for balancing your humans back to play, reanimating them, and then you have to fit other stuff in here that are like synergistically needed. There's just a lot of moving parts. I still haven't gotten my Aristocrat effect yet that drains people, but like that's another piece to the puzzle that you'll need. So this is a very casual deck. Beat the precons pretty handedly and you'll have a fun deck while you do it. But like even on a higher scale, I wouldn't recommend trying to do this in a high power because it's pulling your deck in one too many directions. Skill Clip's nice. I think Decay is a death trigger. I don't think it's an exile trigger if I remember correctly. Well, I still want to take away this Emery and slow that down a bit. So put this here, and I'll end step kill the Emery, unless one of these two feel like doing it. I drew an Aristocrat, Dark Steel Pendant, and it can tap one to scry one. This deck is on my more expensive side. Even though everything is $5 or less, it came out to be like $169 in paper. It's a little more spendier than what I typically build on here, but I don't know, when you're in Sultai, the most popular color combination in Magic, you end up playing a lot of cards that are just at the $5 mark. In Moto, this deck's worth like $17. Wonder why he didn't block this Mirror Retriever. Just don't know what he gains from holding it, really. Vault gives his creatures lifelink and death touch, should he choose to. It's looking like that's going to be the play. It costs, he has to devote 5 mana to that. Then his Analia will get at least 4 triggers if this is what he decides on. 5 triggers. Does this like have some special? Nice, add 2 mana for activated abilities of a land. That's kind of fun. So he saved out untapping out as much. It's a Boros Signet. The board wipe. Nah, well that sucks. I was looking forward to using Jadar to farm my way into victory here. At least the zombie will be a nice Springleaf Trib target. It won't die. Tragic slip this big thing. Keep the pressure on. Oh, I get why he wants to scry now. He wants to find a creature on top of his library. Oh, I thought Falkenrath Noble, that hits everybody. Might have to change that out. Didn't know it was a very crappy version of Blood Artist. 1 down, 2 to go. But then his creatures die too. Nah. He is on a clock. Does he bring back the thing that can blow up an artifact? Your time is now. Take away the one that makes big dudes. Maybe I need to put Blood Artist back in this deck, because triggering everybody's creature is kind of significant. I always forget that there's a lot of things that die incidentally in this game. I thought I was only keeping in the ones that hit everybody that don't specifically target. The thing that's wild is I haven't really had a reason to cast my commander, because I'm getting more value from skull clamping stuff and seeing more cards, making decisions from there, instead of going 1 for 1 and not seeing a whole lot. My next turn I could play Vengevine and Nether Trader. Apply the pressure with the Hasty Boys. Like, this will be a problem eventually, because like his thing is so cheap, I could kill it 1,000 times and it'll make a difference. Ooh, the Spellbomb would really hurt the Karador player. Yeah, never mind. I'm not too worried about this anymore. That pretty much neuters him, just straight up. Might be an easy game for me to pick up after I kill him. You don't get to see these in EDH too much. Ooh, I'm definitely going to take away the Bruse Tarl. It's the thing that gives this stuff lifelink. Filling up his graveyard again, starting from scratch. Zeta Wayfinder's really good at doing that. It's even better because it helps you ensure you don't miss a land drop. Looks like he found one. Forest, yeah. It's a pretty interesting Explorer deck. Explorer's really good because he can ditch creatures in his graveyard and again guarantee land drops. It's a fun little mechanic that he's taking advantage of, and if he ditches a creature he puts a counter on something. And this Wild Growth Walker, he puts multiple on it. Oh, he's hitting me.
Traitors to their own cause.
Guess he figures he better get his licks in on me while he can. Hits me twice so he gets to bring back 2 artifacts, which sucks. Is he gonna exile his graveyard again? Maybe he'll hit mine. My Vengevine is, I guess, looking too good. Kind of curious why he didn't hit him instead. Because he'll always be under his thumb due to the Spellbomb and him having access to it. Ugh. I could do some tricky stuff and exile his 13/13 when he goes to cast Bruse Tarl again to make this double striking. And then kind of time lock him a little bit, hitting the left player again. Hopefully he swings everything this way, and you want stuff in your graveyard. Toski's pretty good. Well, no matter what, this guy's gonna die here, unless he gets a free spell off the top. Get to save my Terra Sunder for this Toski, but he gets to fill up his hand with a considerable amount of cards. Honestly, this is probably one of the better outcomes that could have happened. His Chief's dead. He has to pay full mana to play it. I get to save some interaction for this. Now that the artifact threat is done, I could play the game. He does have a 14 card lead on me, although most of the stuff he milled himself, so I can't really say that. I've seen a lot more than him. Ooh, Equilibrium's good. Can make him pay full price for stuff. No. Normally I use it to bounce my own creatures, but when I could mess with his tempo, I like that too. We'll go to combat first and do some shenanigans after. So might as well get rid of this Toski now, just to get rid of a blocker. Saging my Equilibrium. Well. Put a forest in the play. It's kind of weird because he could just activate this and I don't trade very profitably against him. Ugh. Maybe I just play Pitiless Plunderer and peg him for 3 and just be on the defensive for now. Nice. I play Augur. She's good. This will be a slugfest. Kill this and stuff. Take the rest. The other stuff mills him cards, so I keep his graveyard low for now until I find a way to better deal with what's going on here. He wants his stuff to die so he gets his Karador back and put me in a crappy position. Oh, it gives his stuff Death Touch too? Shit. I thought it was just lifelink. That's definitely a mistake on my part. I guess on the bright side, you can only play 1 creature a turn. Alright, let's start doing some stuff here. Play my commander finally. I net more cards by not exploiting. Get the treasure. Bastion's good. The Skull Clamp over here. Got a lot of triggers. Yes, I'd like my Nether Trader back.
Is that a question?
Catching up in cards. I got another draining effect with Bastion Protector. And he still doesn't have a 3rd power in play, so he can't play creatures off the top of his library yet. I think it comes down to just who outvalues who more. We're just gonna let it hit me, because I learned the hard way that things have Death Touch. I thought I was fine. I messed that up so badly. I knew about the lifelink, but I forgot about the other part of that. So far, there's an infinite amount of life being exchanged between us. Well, Goo Color's Harvest sucks in his deck right now. Awakening affects us both equally, so now he could activate his land and give his stuff lifelink and death touch on his turn too. What a grindy deck. Just tapping out to get his max value. Alright, he gets draw another thing with Mysterious. Maybe he has more action in his hand to play at instant speed to take full advantage of what's going on here. Okay, so we go to combat first. I don't know, like, I guess I could get Vengevine out, but he's just going to block it. Bring back my Cultist. I kind of don't want to do any shenanigans with the other stuff until, like, I brick on a land off the top. Then I want to sack one of these little rinky-dink things. It just sucks because I got to move my Skull Clamp around a lot because I don't have a 3-power creature in play. I guess I could get around that and just do this right now. Just save me mana in the, like, long term. Another Drain Effect. Moldervine's good. Slowly but surely, I'm gonna outscale him. I'm gonna get this Gray Merchant and then put this game away. It's just gonna be a long, grindy game. Hey, I found my Gray Merchant. Sweet. Just in case he finds a way. I don't know. I guess I could save my blue for when he plays Karador or something. Or if he casts a creature of significant power. Like his Karador, he has enough mana for it. Ooh, now I have Deathrite Shaman. I could just exile that stupid thing. Could exile a creature for a green mana. Ooh, Deathrite, you're doing great things for me this game. Way more than just a mana dork. It's good old-fashioned casual magic here. Alright, I want to respond to the second Explore trigger. Deny him the ability to play lands and stuff from the top of his library temporarily. Well, that sucks. It's my Skull Clamp. Now I draw less efficiently now. Well, I will get rid of your Haywire Might with my dude here. Deathrite, you're on wrecking his graveyard duty. So we lead off with this. Exploit the Vengevine. Cast the Bat. I need a green up to deal with the Might. And then he does the favor on tapping my stuff for me. Attack with the stuff that has evasion. I gotta turn that yield off. Ah, damn it. I could've exiled something for free, but I have a yield turned on his Awakening. Don't know when I did that. Probably some long ago in this game, I'm sure. Whatever he goes to cast, I'm gonna just exile it. Do I not have a chance to respond? Man, I'm playing so badly. He's just slowly dismantling me, and I keep messing up, because once he casts something from graveyard, it's no longer in the zone. He only gets to cast one thing, right? So let's take away the Stitcher Supplier. What I should have done is exile this thing when the trigger was on the stack. The only thing worth blocking is this Karador. Maybe I take away that just to reset him. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, he surrendered. Okay. I went to Thomas, but I was gonna eventually drain him to death. I guess he got tired of sitting here watching us duke it out for a long ass time.
Deserve to die a traitor's death.
That was the deck. I didn't have a good plan for answering these lands. It was a weird, janky deck. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a long one. I'll take a lot of liberty editing it down so it's more digestible for everyone to watch, but it's just a casual Aristocrat strategy. Haven't played Aristocrats in a long time, but I wanted to try this. On paper, it looked way better than it actually is. Kind of sucks, if you want my honest opinion, but if you want to play at a casual table, I think he fits that niche just fine. No one's going to get upset when you win game with Henry Wu. Mostly because of the deck construction issues that I mentioned earlier. It's just a massive puzzle piece that's incredibly annoying. I'll play the final Jurassic Park card, which is Ellie and Alan, and then I'll be gearing up for the next spoiler season of Someone's Manor, the Clue set. We're back to Ravnica again. Hope y'all had a great Happy New Year and a Christmas. I am super appreciative of everything everybody's done for me up to this point. I'm only 150 subs away from being able to monetize the channel, and whatever money I make from that, it's probably not going to be much, but it's just going to be funneled back into the hobby of playing Magic so you guys can see what I come up with. My New Year's resolution, if you stayed to watch this long, is I don't do things halfway. I intend on doing this all the way until I'm too old or too sick to do it anymore. I hope you're along for the journey and see how much this channel grows and changes. If you look at my very first video and compare it to what it is now in terms of quality, you'll see a stark contrast. And I'm really excited for the future. Truth be told, I want to be the best EDH channel, and that's probably a tall order. There's a lot of big content creators. Like, I'm no Tolarian Academy or I'm no Command Zone, but they've been around longer. They've had a lot more shots at it, but I would like to contest them on their peaks. And there's a lot of naysayers. They don't think I could do it, but I love the game of EDH too much, and I love editing, and I appreciate the loyalty of my subscribers and the interactions I have with all of you. Hope for the best. Bye.